Honorable colleagues, I have examined and approved the votes and proceedings of Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. Honorable colleagues, we have students from Jewel's Leading Light Academy who came to observe proceedings today at the gallery. Can they rise for recognition? Let's welcome them with an applause. Welcome to the People's House. Feel free to observe our proceedings. You all are looking great. You may now have your seat. Thank you. We also have 15 youth corpers from the constituency of Nnewi North, Nnewi South, Ekusigo Federal Constituency, Anambra State, who have been invited by Honorable Peter.
My distinguished honorable colleagues, the House is in session, please. House in session already, please. Hello, sirs. Hello, sirs. Honorable members, Honorable Agilo, House in session already, please. Please, please.
We have 15 youth corpers from the constituency of Honorable Peter Ifanyo Zokwe, MHR, which is Nnewi North, Nnewi South, Ekusigo Federal Constituency, who have been invited by Honorable Peter Ifanyo Zokwe to observe proceedings. They are at the gallery. Shall we welcome them with an applause? You are welcome to the Parliament. Feel free to observe our proceedings, and thank you for serving our nation. You may now have your seat. We also have the following people on the invitation of Honorable Ikagwanu Onyinye Ugochinyere, Ikenga Imo. They are as follows: Barrister Uche Nnamdi, Honorable Ernest Njesi, and Barrister Anderson Achilike. They are here to observe proceedings. Are they in the room? They are yet to arrive. We have another announcement that is coming from Honorable Godwin of Fiono, Esquire, a member, House of Representatives, Ogoja Yala Federal Constituency. letter of resignation from the People's Democratic Party. I write to formally inform you and my honorable colleague and the opportunities enjoyed during my period of service. It has become clear that the present structure cannot support my commitment to effective representation and the advancement of my political aspiration for the good people of Ogoja, Yala, Federal Constituency, and Nigeria at large. Please accept the assurances of my highest regard. Is Honorable Godwin Ofiono here? Please also, Leader, you move that the House suspend our rules to grant permission for the senators who are accompanying him to be allowed into the chamber.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. And dear colleagues, Professor Julius Ihonvere, of One Federal Constituency, Edo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that we suspend sections of our rules in order to admit into the chambers some of our colleagues from the Senate and other important dignitaries. I so move.
Minority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion that we allow, in line with our rules, our colleagues from the red chambers access to the green chambers. I so second.
The motion has been moved and this has been seconded. Those in support of this motion that will grant admittance to the people who are coming to support Godwin Ofiono, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. If they are around, they should be escorted in. Godwin Ofiono, are you here? Yeah. Chief Whip, please, if they are around, work with Godwin to bring them in. Godwin, you are welcome to the party. And when you have the time, you come and have a handshake with the chair. When your guests are here. Thank you. Honorable colleagues, we want to thank you for how we went about the conversation yesterday about the all-important issue in our country, which is security. We are continuing today like the Speaker promised yesterday. Okay, I think we should pause to receive Ofiono. Ofiono? Ofiono is not ready. Let's proceed with our debate. Ofiono, we are continuing our debate. If you want your senator to come and have a handshake with you, you better do it now, because once we enter into debate, you won't have the opportunity of doing it again. I can see they are not house positions, like the Speaker said yesterday. Every opinion expressed here, they should not be misinterpreted by the press as the position of the House. The position of the House will come at the end of this engagement, when we will summarize all inputs and come out with a document. I say this because we have seen a lot of narratives out there from our conversation yesterday. Please let us be well guided, especially those who are outside this chamber, that this is personal opinion, not the position of the House. Thank you very much. We are going to be starting this morning with the zonal leaders. But before we do that, throughout yesterday, I did not hear any woman speak. We will allow the chairman, Women Affairs, to hear the voice of women with regards to this issue, and after that, those who will speak in this order are as follows. Honorable Sada Solly will be speaking for Northwest. Honorable Kumo is not here. He's supposed to speak for Northeast, so Northeast have to give us the caucus leader that will speak on their behalf. For North Central, Right Honorable Wase will be speaking to us. And for Southwest, Honorable Isiaka will be speaking to us. For the Southeast, Honorable Igariwe will be speaking to us. And for South-South, Honorable Agbedi will be addressing us. When we are done with that, we'll now go to the lists that you submitted, and we'll follow it in the order of the submission. We are giving 5 minutes. Please, maximum of 5 minutes. You can finish in 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Please focus on the solution so that you can manage your time well. The floor is now yours, Honorable Kafilas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Respected colleagues, my name is Kafila Togbara. I represent Koshofe Federal Constituency, and I'm from Lagos State, the Center of Excellence. Mr. Speaker, my heart bleeds as I rise this morning with deep sense of responsibility for all Nigerians and, of course, especially our women and children. I rise not just as a member of this hallowed chamber, but as a mother, a woman, and the chairperson of the House Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development. Yesterday, one of our leaders in his presentation asked, are we going to wait until our children are kidnapped? And I asked myself, the children that were kidnapped are, of course, our children. And we have to see that any Nigerian killed, caused injury, or traumatized is our own because we represent them. The reality we confront today is not a distant episode in our national conversation. It is a deep and bleeding wound in the lives of our children, our families, and our communities. And I term the Papiri and Kamba abductions as a national tragedy. We are facing severe insecurity crises with widespread kidnapping and banditry.
Absolute silence, please.
When people go into communities
please.
to kill them, to traumatize them, this is nothing but terror. Let me be clear, these are not mere security failures. They are breaches of the most fundamental duties of the state, which is the security of lives and properties. And like I've always asked when we have security issues, we need our governors to do more. The president cannot be everywhere. He cannot be in Sokoto, he cannot be in Zamfara, he cannot be in Ogun State. He cannot even be in Lagos State, his own state. We need our governors to do more. And this is the right time for us as a house to legislate on the right legal framework on our state policing. As politicians, we say every politics is local. For me, I may not be a security expert, but I know that every security is local. We need a security situation where our security operatives will be communicado, where Nigerians can call any security operative at any hour of the day, and they are sure to get the right response. And of course, an interactive one at that. When we have that, that is where we have the right policing. In normal climes, you find out that citizens police themselves. When you see something, you say something, you act and you do something. This is the only way we can have the right security network in this country. And I want to commend Mr. President for his empathy as a father and as a leader, his sacrifice in ensuring that the Kebbi girls are brought back. I want to also congratulate the families and the girls that got the escape. But I want to say that the brief relief felt by the families of those that escaped is overshadowed by the agony of those still waiting for a knock on the door, for a phone call, for any sign of hope. We have seen the children. Where are the kidnappers? Nigerians are asking. We have seen the children. Where are the kidnappers? We need to know. This crisis demands our urgent attention because children are used as deliberate targets. Schools that are once safe havens have become tragic targets. Heightened vulnerability for our women and children who face kidnapping, violence, exploitation, displacement, and psychological trauma. Mothers and female educators bear emotional and economic burdens, community disruption, and I must say that this trauma lasts a lifetime sometimes. We have to avoid this. Lifelong psychological harm. Children who escape captivity or witness violence often experience long-time trauma, insomnia, anxiety, nightmare, and withdrawal. I urge this Honorable House to adopt the following gender-sensitive security-focused measures. 1, we should establish a national safe schools protection framework, mandatory deployment of security teams to high-risk boarding schools, and also reinforce dormitories, night surveillance, panic alert systems, invest in early warning infrastructure, cameras, sensors, and secure communication links with law enforcement agencies. We should launch a national recovery and reintegration program, a dedicated federal rescue and rehabilitation fund for abducted and recovered children and staff. Access to medical care. We are faced with our soldiers at the front line having issues of medical care. They are not getting the right medical attention in time. This is an emergency that we must rise up to. We must empower and protect women educators, security and emergency response training for teachers, particularly women in high-risk locations. I want to also salute the courage of our soldiers on the field.
Honorable Kafila, please stand
for their sacrifice, their commitment, for laying down their lives for this country. A lot of us have our children wanting to be medical doctors, wanting to be lawyers and all that. These are people who have laid down their lives to sacrifice for this country. We must commend them, salute them. Thank you very much. Nigeria appreciates you. And I think Nigeria as a nation needs to do more for these people in terms of their welfare, for them and their families. Now we are looking to recruit more people. How many of our graduates wants to go there? Because the incentives are not enough. The welfare mechanism is not enough. We need to do more in this regard. And as representatives of the people, we must remember that Nigeria belongs to all of us. We must put in our very best to ensure that in our own little space, we secure our various communities because we represent Nigeria. Let's continue to put Nigeria first and ensure that Nigeria gets to our desired destination. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, respected colleagues.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll make effort to remain within that 5 minutes so that other members, because the list is much, other members will be able to, get a chance to speak. Please, 5 minutes is 5 minutes, not more than 5 minutes. We can summarize and then hit the real interventions that you want to make. I want to thank you for understanding. The floor is now yours for Northwest Caucus Leader, Honorable Sada Soli.
Honorable Speaker, my name is Sada Soli, representing Jibia Kaita Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm the leader, Northwest Caucus of the House, by the decision of the leadership and by the support of my 92 members of the caucus. Mr. Speaker, let me re-echo what Honorable Kafilat said in response to the efforts of our gallant security men, especially in the armed forces, the DSS, the police, the civil defense, for their unwavering dedication, commitment to keep us safe, even at instances where a number of them lose their lives. Let me commend their sacrifice. It's a sacrifice that demands and requires the sympathy, the support of every member of this country. Mr. Speaker, I'm speaking for Northwest. Northwest security challenges trajectory. Mr. Speaker, Northwestern Nigeria security landscape is deeply a complex one and very multidimensional. The challenges are not just criminal, but structural, rooted in environmental stress, weak governance, and economic marginalization. Tackling this threat demands a holistic strategy that combines security operations with social, economic, and environmental interventions. Mr. Speaker, a purely military or kinetic response won't be sufficient in order to address this issue in the Northwest. The long-term stability will require building trust in state institutions. We must build trust in our state institutions.
Order, please. Please disband that temporary conference. Please, sirs. Please.
Mr. Speaker, we must make efforts to reform land and livestock governance, addressing climate response and pressure, and ensuring that affected communities are meaningfully taken part in providing solution to our security threats. Once the communities that are affected are not taken meaningfully in the course of providing solution, forget it. We will not get where we want to get there. Mr. Speaker, what are these major security threats that are bedeviling the Northwest? There are basically three. banditry and kidnapping, farmer-herder, that is pastoralist conflict, then cattle rustling and organized crime. These are the complex three crises in the Northwest. Mr. Speaker, the security challenges in Northwest started through farmer-herder clashes, cattle rustling, which have become a more organized, then transmuted into a criminal enterprise. Rustlers operate from forested areas, e.g. Dajul Rugu forest, which cut across Kaduna State, Katsina State, Zamfara State, and Sokoto State. You can see how complex nature it is. So somebody can start, a criminal can start traversing from Kaduna State, and he will end up in Sokoto State without being noticed, because the forest is thick and they are connected. As well as the impact of Binungwari forest, which started from Kaduna and ended up in some part of Kebbi State. What are these concerns? What are our concerns? Mr. Speaker, there is a limited trust in state mechanisms in many localities. There's a limited trust in our communities in state mechanism in our localities. There is traditional conflict resolution frameworks. They have been weakened. The traditional conflict mechanism resolutions, they have been deeply and worstly weakened. And state capacity to enforce security or mediate is often very stretched, resulting to lack of local legitimacy. Some of our local authorities, they have lost their legitimacy, as well as broken down social cohesion in communities. How do social cohesion is broken down in our communities? Because they have been displaced. Possible escalation, ethnic and religious distrust, displacements of feedback loop are all issues of concern if we want to address these issues. Mr. Speaker, may I request 1 more minute, Mr. Speaker? 1 more minute, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm just looking at the challenges.
The timepiece of the Deputy Chief Whip is different from my own.
Thank you, thank you.
By 1
Mr.
minute.
Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the challenges in addressing these issues. Weak enforcement of reforms and policy directives. I'm happy now the federal government is trying to set up a transition that will make us forward in getting out of this open grazing. If federal government can fashion out a good transition that we can exit us and get into ranching, that will be a fantastic effort. Open grazing laws in some part of the north and ranching are not uniformly enforced. This is also another challenge. There is political resistance in these laws. We must look at that. There's arms control difficulty. It's difficult to control arms in this locality, particularly in the Northwest. Why? Because of proliferation of arms in the remote forested areas is logistically very, very difficult, extremely difficult. So we must look at that. Then coordination problems. Social, developmental, and humanitarian actors that are trying to render help are often operate in difficulties.
Yeah, the 1 minute is over. I think the Deputy Chief Whip is biased. But I always enjoy listening to you, Honorable Sada. Very sound contribution. Honestly, very sound. Thank you very much. The next floor is for Northeast. And Honorable Betara, the floor is yours.
Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Mukhtar Betara Liu. I represent the good people of Biu, Bayo, Kwayakusar, Shani, Federal Constituency. I'm from Borno State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, Mr. Speaker, I represent the Northeast. I'm from Borno, Yobe, Adamawa, Bauchi, Gombe, and Taraba. We have remained the epic center of the insurgency, terrorism, banditry, and kidnapping, and communal violence. Allow me to briefly highlight the example from each 6 states. In Borno, the heart of the conflict, we witnessed the Baga massacre in 2015, where hundreds of our citizens are killed. In Dalori 2016 attack, which claimed over 100 lives of suicide bombers. In 2024, Goza triple suicide bombing. And in January 2025, the Damboa attack, where we lost our military officers and the insurgencies from the recurring EIDs explosion along Ran, Gamboru, and killing civilians. Mr. Speaker, let me come on and give you a brief of these security issues. I was chairman Army, I was chairman Defense, and I was chairman Appropriations. During my time as chairman Army, we had a lot of observations, especially with our funding of our military and the defense at that time. When you look at the defense budget, generally the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and the police, it has a larger amounts. Like now in the 2025, we have over 1.something trillion. But the armed forces budget is only recurrent. There is nothing in the capital. With a budget of 1.something trillion, especially 1.2 trillion, the recurrent is 900 billion. That means we are not doing the budget. During my time in the 9th Assembly, Mr. Speaker, the police had no operational account from inception. They depend on state governors. It was in 2019, the chairman the police, that's Kumo, and the chairman in the Senate, we sat together. So we met with the Minister of Finance and opening up an operational account for the police. If our police will depend on state governors, how do we have them to operate very well? And again, Mr. Speaker, when I was in the appropriation again, I had some observations. This is our budgetary system where we only bring in budget and sign in budget back to the president. It doesn't tally well. In 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023, most of our colleagues that chaired security committees understand the work we did there. There are a lot of monies in our service-wide vote that are kept for those security services. In the appropriation committee, we have to report to the president that, Mr. President, keeping monies in service-wide vote for the security services does not tally well with our oversight function. So we decided to pull out those funds directly and give the security agencies under their own capital. Because we observed during that time, the Army had a budget of 900 billion with just 100 billion capital. What do you buy with 100 billion capital? Nothing. Again, Mr. Speaker, we have to understand the military procurement. Military procurements, there are issues. During our oversights, when we're in defense, we have traveled with some of our colleagues to produce an armored tank. One armored tank take about 2 months. You don't just go on the shelf and buy an armored tank or MRAP. So, Mr. Speaker, you as our leader, I remember the last time we visited our president, his emphasis was the military welfare. He even cited an example for us that he went to Ikeja Barrack personally, not officially, to his surprise, they don't even have toilet. So he decided to set up a committee to go around the nation for the establishment or refurbishment of our barracks and build staff quarters for our officers and our soldiers. And equally, he said he has directed them to review the armed forces and the police salary. And I think he's thinking of taking up from 200 to 300%, you can remember, during our visit. So, Mr. Speaker, for us in our states, if all these things are done, I think the Nigerian security challenges might go down. And in the conclusion, Mr. Speaker, I said, Nigerian security challenges may be vast, but they cannot be there with strategic planning, coordinated action, and unwavering political commitment. We can stop and spread violence, restore public confidence, stop spread of violence.
Honorable Betara, bring the mic closer. The mic is facing somewhere so that we can record.
Safeguard the unity and stability of our nation. This special session provides us with not just opportunity, but a responsibility to chart a bold new direction, sir. The Nigerian people are waiting. Communities across the Northeast, the nations are watching. History will remember us today, what we have chosen to do today in this chamber. Let us rise for a moment together and help and secure the nation. That is our submission.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Former Chairman Army, former Chairman Appropriation, former Chairman Defense, speaking from the point of knowledge, point of experience. Honorable Ugochinyere, off the phone, the mic in front of you, please. Thank you for sharing, and also thank you for reminding me the recent interventions of Mr. President. You forgot to mention also during that meeting, he inaugurated a committee chaired by Enugu State Governor to go around the barracks of the police to make sure that we equip them better and make training stations for the police across the country to be more robust. Thank you for reminding me that. The next to speak is the former Deputy Speaker of this Assembly, that is the 9th Assembly. The previous Assembly, 9th Assembly, my predecessor, our own leader, Right Honorable Idris Ahmed Wase. He'll be speaking on behalf of North Central. The floor is yours, sir.
Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris, representing Wase Federal Constituency, by the grace of God and by the leadership.
Honorable Maki, please step into the Chief Whip space onto his back. Okay, no, he will sit around you.
Leader of the North Central.
No, go and come back. He will sit around you.
And by the grace of God, I'll be speaking on behalf of the North Central. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I want to appreciate the leadership for this gesture and wisdom to bring us together to put a special day for us to discuss the security situation in our country. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, North Central, the main and the real area where 52% of the insecurity and insurgency in this country is taking place. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, our people are dying, our people have been displaced, both those who are in the military and those who are in the armed forces and those who are at home. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I want to say that there is every need for us to review what is actually taking place. Today, Nigeria takes 52% of the criminality in terms of insurgency and whatever within the West African region. And like I did mention, more than 50% of it is within the North Central of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, what is happening has to do a lot with criminality, and I want to disagree with those who are bringing religious inkling into it. In every of these enclaves, Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, you find Muslims, you find Christians, you find pagans, the ones that I know through operation that have been caught. And I know that people are dying and people are being killed. Yes, if you go to Wase, the majority of the people that are being killed are Muslims. How do you define that? Eliminating Muslims? If you get to possibly Bokos, maybe the much number of people that are being killed are Christians. You define that as being genocide. This is where I want to say and bring the attention of all those. I watched the program yesterday and I saw the person on channel insisting that this has to do with genocide of Christians. And I say no. And I say no to it. It just has to do with criminality, and we must brand it as criminality. Otherwise, that division of religion will continue to have effect on us, and before we know it, we cannot tackle and deal with the problem effectively. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, as I'm speaking to you, within the armed forces, I once spoke here, I lost one of the most gallant Nigerian soldiers, my cousin, Colonel Bako, in the course of this. I lost my younger brother, same mother, in Bama. And today I will say, without missing words, that even as we try to solve issues, the vigilantes and those who volunteered, just 2 weeks ago, I lost my nephew. So I know what it means, and I speak with pains. Let not the political aspect of what people are trying to divide, the little gain we are having in terms of democratic dividends, be scuttled by those who do not want democracy to strive. And so they're doing everything to ensure that we do not have peace. And Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I want to say that and bring the attention of this parliament. This is one other area we must settle. The issue of indigenship, citizenship, is one very key area that is dividing this country. Most of us here, those who are privileged to travel to America, I don't want to call their names, will have their wives pregnant, and they will carry their wives to America. Within 6 months, they will give birth there, and they will have citizenship of America or Britain. But here in Nigeria, you will have somebody who is born, bred, his grandfather, and at the end of the day, you say, no, he's an indigenous of that place. I mean, it's funny. And I think this is one key area that is dividing us, that is causing problem, that we must solve this problem constitutionally if we mean well for this country. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I want to also plead that the issue of policing and other security recruitment, like my brother Maki mentioned yesterday, diligence have to be carried. We have had situation. My brother, former chairman of defense, and my very good friend Betera, will bear me witness. There were moments in time when, in the process of recruitment, Boko Haram were found in the list. Other criminals, armed robbers, gangs were found in the list of Nigerian Army and police. There has to be a thorough way of ensuring that when we are recruiting, those of us that are politicians and recommending, should recommend people of good character and integrity. That's the only way we can resolve this problem and solve this problem. And I want to also allude to the fact that, maybe give one example. The former SGF from Nigeria once was in an airport, and he saw somebody that he knew as an armed robber wearing Nigerian uniform. He ordered for his arrest immediately. These are part of the problem that we're being faced with. You find a criminal in the system, and before you know it, whatever you do, you cannot have the problem resolved. So we must change the system and way of our recruitment. Yes, as politicians, it's good to recommend. This is what we are here for. But when you are recommend people of integrity, people that will have minimum standard and ensure that we give the best services to our country. The number of policing is far below the UN recommended position. And the quick example I will give, Mr. Speaker, and respected colleagues, that in a very small country called, called Egypt, where the number is not up to 100.
We can wait for you to get
100 million.
Look for it.
You have recruitment of police officers more than 1 million. Or 5 million, sorry, 5 million. Here in Nigeria, you go to communities, you traverse more than 30, 40 kilometers. You cannot get even a police station to report an issue. This one has to be done immediately if we mean to solve this problem. And I was taken aback, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate the effort, Mr. President. I appreciate his concern. This is one other situation that people are saying. We draw VIPs. It's not about the VIPs. When you give criminals police to guard them, this is where I thought we should have reason. The withdrawal order that has been given, I think, if we are not careful, there will be more now, because I watched a film of a video of one of the kidnappers or bandits boasting that they are going to get the head of the Mr. President, they are going after politicians, and they are going after, and these people are all repentant. Mr. Speaker, respect colleagues, I want to say that without missing words, that those of us from the north here and the north central, the heat is more than what you can think of. There is no politician or person of public office that has integrity, that is not contributing. It's not about the money getting from state and local. No, including our pockets. We have to support the system so that we will have peace in our society. But the peace is not yet gotten, and it's far from it. So I want to appeal that order, there's need to review that order. It's a good order, but the categorization has to be spelled out. Because before you know it, this house will again come back faced with the same problem of kidnapping and whatever you have it. I don't think there's anybody that will say, I can travel with my eyes open between here and Jos. Once it is 6 p.m. to get to Kefi, I'm scared because I know what is happening. Kidnapping happens virtually every day. Mr. Speaker, respect colleagues, in 1 year alone, bandits collect ransom of about 5 billion naira. This is fantastic. 5 billion. And in 1 year alone, 30 facilities were recorded in terms of death, killing within our own society. In 1 year alone, sir, in 1 year alone, or within the Boko Haram threshold, what we lost is more than 30,000 people that are killed on the process of this banditry and whatever. Mr. Speaker, respect colleagues, the issue before us is more than what possibly we are looking. The gravity of it is so endemic that I think and I pray that at the end of this, it will not be one of these rituals that will come, speak, document, and nothing will take place. My prayer is that we'll look into it holistically. Like I did mention, we need to go and have some work. And even when it comes to releases, the budget we made last year, almost 30% of the budget, almost 30% is supposed to be for security. If there are releases and there are proper execution of what was supposed to, I think we might have some problem. I want to believe that there's need to scrutinize this budget. And I'm also recommending, sir, apart from what we are doing, that there's need to call the service chiefs for us to go into executive session, discuss this matter, because not all the things we are supposed to say can be said outside. There is need for the House to call the service chiefs. There's need for the House leadership after this one to interfere with the Mr. President to ensure our recommendations do not go. Do not forget, sir, in the 9th Assembly we had security summit. Recommendations were made, but what has come out of it? Nothing. Mr. Speaker, respectfully, the number of people we have lost in terms of senior personnel, even during the civil war, we do not miss our men of the services in that quantum. The last is about the issue of synergy. What happened in Kebbi is almost the same thing everywhere. And I want to recall to the Parliament that the Department of State Security Service are always up to their own responsibility. And I do not miss that word. They are always up to responsibility. The example was before the attack of Kuje prison, there was a report. Those who are supposed to implement neglected. The same thing happened now in Kebbi. There was a report, and the Security Council meeting was held at the state. At the end of the day, there was a directive, but an hour before the bandits struck in, the people on ground withdrew. This is one other area that we must look into. There must be synergy, there must be collaboration between all our security agencies. Otherwise, it is going to be an exercise in futility. And I have never seen a country like ours, sir, where you neglect the advice of your own intelligence. It's important that we take them serious. It's important. As far as I'm concerned, if we are taking the security intelligence reports seriously, the crisis in Plateau State and other places may not have taken place. The last is about our judicial system. Why will you arrest somebody with criminality, keep him, and he'll be there for 1, 2, 3 years, 10 years? There is no judgment. This we also have to look at. Is it about the laws? Is it about the provision in the Constitution? This is an area that we need to amend. Sir, I do not believe that we need to negotiate with criminals. I do not believe that there's need to allow those criminals outside for what is being done. We are seeing. Why will criminals come to town to a wedding with guns in convoy, and we have the security in this country? They cannot track them. I watched with nostalgia again a small boy of not more than 10 years from Zamfara Osokoto who visited Bello Turji in his own enclave. The boy said he survived by leg to reach out to him, that he wanted to be in his own gang. Came back. From that story alone is sufficient if we are serious and we are serious to use that boy to track and get to where those people are. I believe some people are benefiting, and that's why they don't want this matter to end. If they are not benefiting, why are we not? We have excelled. We have done exceedingly well as far as the Nigerian Armed Forces is concerned. We have gone to Liberia and other countries, done well, come back to this country. I can tell you for free, sir, before my cousin was killed, he came to me to say, I want to work, but they want to kill me. Help me transfer. My colleagues will bear me witness, those who are in that formation. Help me transfer out of that place. There's nobody in Yobe and Borno that does not know, and that's why I want to thank Governor Zulum. He is somebody that is doing well. After his death, he has maintained the family, bought the house for the family, doing a lot for the family. There are very few who care about that. I said, I can tell you for free, sir. When he told me this, I said, my brother, take it as a call. He said, no, I want to do the work. This is what I subscribe to do. But they will kill me because there is sabotage. They send him on an errand to do the job. On return, they asked him to go back again. And on his way, he was ambushed and he was killed. My younger brother that I mentioned came to me to say, transfer me, my sino. I want to leave this place. I said, I won't do that. Those who don't have people of authority like me, what is their own position? He said, I want to do the job. I've been to Liberia. I've been to other places. But these people will kill me because they are not supporting us. There's no equipment.
Okay.
Barely 1 month after, they kill him. The wife of this person, this is what I want to tell you, sir, came to me crying, don't make me a widow. They will kill your brother. I am saying there's serious collaboration and gap even within the system. And this one have to be looked into. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, respected colleagues. I pray that God will continue to grant you the wisdom and the wisdom of Solomon to lead our country right. Thank you, sir. I so submit.
Thank you very much. As the former presiding officer of this House, we extended your time as a mark of respect because you once sat here, and we sympathize with you for the losses, and I'm sure there are so many in this room that have lost one person or the other across the nation. We raise issues that are topical and we are noting them. Thank you very much. Please, the next to speak is the Deputy Chief Whip of the House, and he'll be speaking on behalf of the Southwest. Honorable Isiaka, the floor is yours. Now that you are the timekeeper and you are going to speak, what will happen to our time? I think I will ask the chair will regulate you. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, my and our own cerebral speaker of the 10th Assembly, the Deputy Speaker, sitting as Speaker. I would have asked, actually, that I should be privileged to have 3 sessions. The first 5 minutes, as by your privilege, that of the House, member of the leadership. The second one, as personal, that's private, and member of the floor. And then the third one would have been for the Southwest. But I have to consolidate all that and take it as a sacrifice. So let me not bemoan the House. On behalf of all my distinguished honorable colleagues from the Southwest extraction, I want to tell us that we are not speaking for the Southwest, but we are speaking for the entire Nigerians and, of course, the entire 6 geopolitical zones in the country, and all our honorable colleagues and our leaders from different geopolitical zones. My colleagues, they informed me to convey this to you, that this is not about the Southwest, it's about Nigeria as a whole. And first and foremost, we want to commend the Speaker, and of course through you, to convey this, for taking bold, decisive leadership, taking the bull by the horns in convening this plenary as a special security session. Mr. Speaker, the entire Southwest and all the other 5 regions in this House, we thank you wholeheartedly and honestly. This initiative comes at a critical chapter of Nigeria's security challenges and reflects a proactive, solution-oriented approach aligned with the constitutional mandate to protect lives and property. Mr. Speaker, I'm Right Honorable Dr. Ibrahim Ayokunle Isiaka. I speak for the entire Nigerians, but my origin from Ifoiweko Federal Constituency and from Ogun State, the Southwest extraction, and by your magnanimity and that of the other leadership and the House, I'm the Deputy Chief Whip of the House, and that of the acceptance of my honorable colleagues from the Southwest extraction and the other 5 geopolitical zones. Does this nation currently, are we facing a serious security challenge or challenges? Yes, undoubtedly. Unequivocal, no one is going to doubt that. Is the government of the day doing anything at all? Yes, it is. Is the National Assembly, both the House of Representatives and that of the Senate, doing anything at all? Yes. What about the judiciary? Yes, they are doing. What about our security apparatus, especially the military? We are acknowledging that they have even been overstretched. Yes, they are. It is not about the numbers, it is about the outcomes. The nation faces a confluence of threats: terrorism, banditry, insurgency, kidnapping, and criminal violence that undermine lives, livelihoods, and development. Our security agencies, defense forces, and allied institutions have shown professionalism and resilience, even at the expense of paying the supreme price under the spirit of nationalism and patriotism. So unfortunate. Many a time before now, hardly a day will pass that we will not stand for a minute silence, either for victims of violences across the country or perhaps some of our fallen heroes, those who have paid the rare supreme price, those who have been awakened all days long for all of us to sleep. The situation on ground, did it start today? No, we must admit. Should we take responsibilities as people in government today? Yes, we must admit. Because there is no matter of saying, I inherited this. Yes, we got it, and we have to confront it with all levels of tactical. In safety parlance, there are 3 strategies when a nation, an individual, even an organization is faced with risk as that of ours. It is about elimination, it's about mitigation and about control. Unfortunately, in the years past, we have unavoidably crossed the elimination stage. So unfortunate. Even the mitigation stage, we have crossed it. We are now faced with the control measure. So unfortunate, which is the third layer and third level of security risk. And that is why we are in this situation today. Distinguished honorable colleagues, leadership of the House, and the Speaker, I've talked about, on behalf of my honorable colleagues from the Southwest extraction, about what this House and National Assembly as a whole, the various legislations we have put in place, the laws that we have strengthened to make sure that at all best, many of the regulations guiding our security architectures are well guided, and then the progress we have made. The judiciary, of course, yes, let us not mind in that there have been some kind of slow dispense of justice, whereby even some criminals have been kept, the justice took some time to be delivered for so long, and at the end of the day, the compromise had not been that of the judiciary, but of course, the legal system, it depends on who is defending and who sways and who comes out of it. Even if the most hardened criminal, if he's able to get a very good lawyer, may go off the hook. So we are not going to deny that we have been facing this. And perhaps let me now tell us another background history, especially from the Southwest background, which is not limited. And of course, this cuts across all the spheres of our border system. In the Southwest, we have the Yewa axis that borders the Benin Republic. There are some of these are policies that we have not even reviewed up to today. In this country, there was a policy and still existing that, okay, we have 20 kilometers for those who are having filling stations. And many of these are our boys. It is only idle hands that devils has a very clean and good opportunity to use. These boys are using these filling stations to do their businesses. Oil and gas have been regulated, and till today we have not lifted that ban. So these boys are even ready to collaborate with bandits to hold sway in all these our borders. They can't do anything because their means of livelihood have been tampered and stopped. We need to review this, and I know I'm not talking about the Southwest, I'm not talking about Yewa alone. We have even the Niger, we have in the other Kebbi that has even less than 3 kilometers to Cameroon and to Niger Republic. So all these border areas, we need to review the relationship with our boys that are on these boundaries so that they will be of helping hands when they have something to do. Then again, I want to further say that recently, just yesterday, just for us to know that this is not limited to only South, Northeast, North Central, there was a threat to the Federal Polytechnic of Ilaro just yesterday that bandits, they wrote a letter, they will be coming to attack the Federal Polytechnic in Ilaro. Historically, in the Southwest, and I stand to be corrected with all of my other colleagues, I grew up not to know between Christianity and Islam. I was born as a chief, under the chief imam of my place. My father was the chief imam. And as I speak with us today, Baptist Central School, where I graduated from my primary school, and United Comprehensive High School are both of missionary schools. Today we have Isiaka's house inside the church. Today we have Isiaka's house in United Comprehensive High School. So people now generalizing it to say that what is happening in Nigeria is about genocide against Christians. No. Yes, we have had and we have seen some pockets of violences here and there attributable to this. But should we admit that we have general problem? That is what we should, and not to escalate it to be saying that we have the issue of Christian-Muslim genocide, not to inflict pains that may become an everlasting one into the hearts of even our unborn children. We need to strengthen our borders management, arms control, and criminal justice responses to high-impact offenses. And finally, without taking much of the time, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, we want to call for unity and shared humanity across Nigeria's diversity, irrespective of our religion, irrespective of our tribes, irrespective of where we come from. The security challenge does not have an ethnic or religious coloration. Family across the Southwest live in harmony, but that we should not take this as the yardstick across the country. So there must be a collective synergy to say, we are Nigeria, we are Nigerians, and we want to protect our sovereignty. We can only do that only when we come together and we see ourselves as one, and we don't allow anything to divide us. Going forward, our security architecture to be improved upon. Mr. Speaker, for want of time, I want to thank you very much for yielding the floor to the Southwest to air, on behalf of my colleagues, our views. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next to speak is from Southeast, Honorable Egariwe. That will be followed by the speech of Honorable Agbedi. I hope he's in the house. After Honorable Egariwe, it will be for South Agbedi. But if he's not in the house, let me be communicated who will be standing in. The floor is yours now, Honorable Egariwe.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues. My name is Right Honorable Egariwe Iduma Enwo. I represent Afikpo and the federal constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Ebonyi State. Mr. Speaker, with respect, I wish to join my colleagues who spoke yesterday. I wish to join them in appreciating this idea from the leadership about a debate on the state of insecurity in our country. Mr. Speaker, there's an aspect of what the last speaker said, Right Honorable Isiaka, which I share, and that is that inasmuch as I speak for the Southeast, virtually everything we'll discuss today about insecurity runs across our country. They are interconnected. So it is even very difficult to compartmentalize them into regions. They may rear their heads differently, but at the end of the day, they are interconnected. So that if I'm talking about banditry or insurgency or kidnapping or whatever name you call it in the Southeast, you will find out that it has become a common denominator in the entire country. Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues, the issue of insecurity in our country has been very, very well documented. In fact, I find it very difficult making a rehash of what my colleagues have said. It has been very, very well documented. There is hardly anything new anybody is going to say. We are not trying to reinvent the wheel in terms of how to tackle our security challenges. Mr. Speaker, let me draw our attention to just the last, the 9th Assembly. Mr. Speaker, this Honorable House picked about 40 of us and took us to the to NIA, National Intelligence Agency, where for 1 week, 7 clear days, we brainstormed on the causes of insecurity in this country and how to address them. Mr. Speaker, this House came out with a report, a resolution, and transmitted same to the executive. That was the last administration. Mr. Speaker, up till date, we do not have, I don't have any recollection that that administration did anything about our recommendations. Mr. Speaker, that brings me to the major problem the core of the problem we have. It is implementation. Somebody once said that in policy, implementation is the graveyard of policy in Nigeria. We have all the beautiful ideas. My colleagues have all made all their recommendations, all their opinions, all their suggestions. But when it comes to implementation, that is where we have the problem. And that is why some people will tell you that where is the will to implement all these things we are saying. So, Mr. Speaker, I don't think there is anything new anybody is going to say in terms of insecurity or how we should combat it in this country. It is all well documented. What we should do is to make sure, is to, as much as possible, implore the executive arm. We don't implement these things. All our resolutions, there's hardly any week we don't have a plethora of resolutions on insecurity. What has happened to those resolutions? We are not expected to implement our resolutions. Our resolutions are our opinion, the opinion of a house, just like you let us know at the beginning that at the end of the day we are going to come up with resolutions. We are not going to implement those resolutions. We'll still take them to the executive arm. So what I'm suggesting, Mr. Speaker, is that the leadership should also interface with the executive to ensure that some of these resolutions, including past ones, are implemented. If they are implemented in a holistic way, in a structured way, and not the knee-jerk approach we are adopting to insecurity in this country. Yesterday, I was reading about KB State, Kwara State, and one other state where they said there will be air surveillance. So after this week, what happens to the air surveillance? Maybe next week, when we don't hear there was kidnapping in Niger State or in Kwara State, nobody will talk of air surveillance again. Whereas a holistic approach will make sure that the correct thing is done. So, Mr. Speaker, I'll end by imploring my colleagues, the leadership, to get in touch with the executive arm and ask them to do the needful, which is to chest out and implement the resolutions within they already have them, so that this country can be a place you can sleep and close your eyes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for sticking to 5 minutes. I was actually regulating you. It started exactly 12:40, and by 12:45, you were done. For me, that is discipline. And yet, the content of your message, the clarity was there. I must commend the House for this solemn assembly. It is solemn in the sense that lives have been lost, and it is painful to all of us. How we are all seated here today and handling this issue shows Nigerians how concerned we are. The tone of our voice has reflected that. The calmness of the assembly have reflected that. I'm urging us to sustain that till we finish. And also urge you to sit to listen to others, especially those who sat to listen to you. It is important that Nigerians see that you are in this room. It's important that your constituents see that you are in this room, that there is nothing more important to you than the security of their lives and their properties. So even when you are tempted to go to committee meetings now, please cancel it and sit here. Please off your phone. Cancel it to sit here, because it is good for your constituents to see that you are in this room and you are talking about the security of their lives and their properties. Thank you very much. The next to speak, in the absence of Honorable Abedi, is Honorable Solomon. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Solomon Bob from Rivers State. First, I would like to commend the wisdom of leadership to have brought this session about since yesterday. This is about the first time in this 10th Assembly I'm seeing such a robust discussion on any issue on this floor. And like I said yesterday, after we closed, I was talking to the Speaker and his deputy that we should do more of this. What we are doing here today resonates very well with the general public. We've got a lot of commendation from yesterday to today. Now, regarding the issue at hand, I will take it up from where Gary Way stopped. There is scarcely anything that will be said now that will be new. What has happened in this country?
Honorable Gaza,
What has
your
happened in this
constituents want
country?
to see you contributing, so sit down, your time is coming.
What has happened in this country is an abject lack of courage. Every president since 1999 till today has demonstrated an embarrassing lack of courage to deal with an issue that has festered. We are appeasing terrorists. We are placating them. They are engaged in negotiation. You can't appease your way out of terrorism. Even here in this house, members come here and speak. They deliberately mischaracterize very serious violent crimes and call them banditry. Yes, two things can be true at the same time. You can have banditry, you cannot have terrorism. Terrorism is the most dangerous of the violent crimes we face in this country today. We have laws dealing with terrorism. We have laws dealing with kidnapping, with various stiff penalties. No one has been taken in. Just yesterday, we were told about, or this morning, as day broke, we were told about the rescue of some schoolgirls who were kidnapped in Kebbi. No one has been taken in for any kind of punishment. I can only surmise that the government negotiated. This is not how to run a country. They will come back. It's like a blackmailer. You pay money, they will come back for more. The government must up its game. You know, we fear to deal with issues in this country. Like Winston Churchill once said, when we face our fears, we gain strength, we gain courage, and we gain confidence in the doing. Yesterday, I listened to you, Mr. Speaker, when you made your presentation, you talked about, we have weak institutions. Yes, but I will go further than that. We have weak people in those institutions. Merely having institutions and books are not enough. You need to have persons who have courage and conviction to do the right thing. Institutions could be books, could be these physical buildings that house places where action can be taken. But the most fundamental of those, the elements that can make the place work, are the human beings. The human beings are lacking in the will, in the courage, in the conviction. Nothing can happen. So it's about time we did the right thing. What's the right thing? The executive must ensure that, one, there is no iota of negotiation with those engaged in terrorism, kidnapping, and other violent crimes. Secondly, they must stop the policy of appeasement. We hear people come out publicly and say, don't touch terrorists. Don't touch them. They are our children. Don't touch them. In fact, one of them went as far as saying, budget for them. In what country? What the hell is this? Budget for them, as recently happened. So we can't allow this sort of behavior to continue in this country. Government must live up to its responsibility. Go after terrorists, go after kidnappers, go after any kind of violent criminals. What we have in my area, South, it's peculiar to us. We don't have anything near what we are witnessing in North Central, Northeast, and the rest of them, and Northwest. No. We have,
Okay, your time is up.
all right. Thank you, honorable colleagues. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Can I sit down?
Yeah, just 1 minute so they can round up.
All right. Well, so in the South, we don't have anything near what we are seeing in Northwest, Northeast, North Central. But we have our own, peculiar incidents of criminality. These are, of course, no society is entirely, totally crime-free. To that extent, we have, we deal with issues of criminality, but not anywhere near what we are facing. And this
Honorable Judge, get ready.
Is capable of bringing this country down. So that is why we're all concerned. We share your concern. But in expressing your concern, don't mischaracterize. When you see criminality, call it by its name. Yesterday, I talked about calling a spade a spade. Don't call terrorism banditry. No. So I want to thank all of you for this small moment I've got. Thank you.
Thank you. We have succeeded in going through all the regions, the leaders, and we are now following the list. I've received a long list of members who want to speak. And it's the decision of the leadership to ensure that we give as many people as possible opportunity to say something. But we're going to, since we give the leadership of the regions 5 minutes, and seeing that this number is too wide, with your permission, we can reduce it to 3 minutes to enable us have more people to speak. Carried? Please, I'm going to call 10 names. And why I'm going to call that 10 names is to enable you prepare, so that it will not be sudden, so that you know you are the next person to speak. You summarize your thoughts within that 3 minutes. After that, I'll call another 10. Just like that, we'll progress. Carried? The first 10 that will be speaking are as follows. Honorable Jaji Aminu Sani, Ginger Onwusibe Honorable, Honorable Awalu Walabe, Honorable Bello Kauje, Honorable Omar Ajilo, Honorable Chike John Okafor, Honorable Hassan Shehu Hussein, Honorable Aboyega Isiaka, Honorable Mark Chidi Obeta, and Honorable Ahmed Muniru. It's not when you finish speaking, you leave your seat. Your constituents are watching. If you will speak and listen to others speak as well. When we get to about number 5, I will announce the next 10 so that they will get ready to speak. Thank you very much. Okay, before Honorable Judge speaks, let's yield the floor to the leader who submitted his name, and Honorable Madaki, but Madaki is not here. Let him speak from the minority as well. The floor is yours, Ajajanze. After you, Honorable Judge, you take over. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, the leadership of this House, and the distinguished honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable George Ozodinobi. I represent the good people of Unjikoka and Ochadunukofia Federal Constituency. I'm from Anambra State. Mine is a short one. I want to speak to the sovereignty of this country, of which we have gradually lost. As a child, I can beat my chest today that I'll be one of the few here standing that saw war as a child. What is happening in Nigeria today, especially in the north, Nigeria is at war. We must call it that. We must wage what is happening in the north, confront it as we are fighting war. I want to speak Mr. Speaker, on Nigeria as a sovereign nation. The news of the capture of this and summary execution of Brigadier General M. Uba by Aswad really broke my mind. Back to where we stopped. If terrorism can move freely, terrorists can move freely like this, what is sovereign about Nigeria? Some people were shouting Nigeria is a sovereign nation. We don't need America. We don't need anyone. But Nigeria went to Congo. Nigeria went to Liberia through ECOMOG to help them out. We need help this time. Even if it's coming from Mali, from Chad, from Burkina Faso, we need help. Our children are being molested in the north. Our girls are being molested in the north. We were refugees during Nigerian Biafran War. As a child, I know how my parents suffered to keep me alive for that 3 years. But let us tell ourselves the truth. What kind of sovereignty allows terrorists to capture and kill a whole general like a common criminal? Because if terrorists can cross our borders at will, enter our villages at will, ambush military convoys at will, take entire towns at will, and now capture a brigadier general, then what exactly are we protecting with this so-called sovereignty? Is this sovereignty when terrorists are the ones controlling forests, highways, and communities? Is this sovereignty when commanders are killed and everyone stays silent, and our children out of school? We opposed the US when they wanted to help Nigeria destroy terrorists. We shouted, don't interfere, don't touch our sovereignty. But what is left is to protect when terrorists already operate like a government inside a government, a country that cannot secure its land is not sovereign, it is vulnerable. This is a personal opinion. A country where terrorists can humiliate military is not sovereign. It is under siege. A country that refuses international help while soldiers die is not sovereign. It is stubborn to its own destruction. If a general can fall like this, then all of us are naked. This is not time for pride. Take entire towns at will, and now capture a brigadier general. Then what exactly are we protecting with this so-called sovereignty? This is not a time for pride. This is not a time for ego. This is time to ask, what is sovereignty? What? If it cannot save a single life of a Nigerian. Truly, a country of particular concern. As an opposition, I'm standing here to say that, Mr. President, I've observed over time since 99, he's a very courageous person. That's why in 99 in Lagos, I voted for him to be a governor. And I also saw his courage when, a minute after being sworn in, he removed the oil subsidy. Though timing was wrong, I saw his courage when he brought off 4 tax bill here, we passed. We saw his courage. And also I want to encourage him to extend that his courage. Today, our brother has been jailed for life, and the judge the judge who jailed him saw before him what you are distracting me. The judge who jailed him or Motosho saw things before him that made him to jail him for life. Good enough. But Mr. President has the greatest opportunity now. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm a lawmaker. I'm not a lawmaker. I'm not a judge. I'm a lawmaker. What I am saying today, that Mr. President
Leader,
please. Mr. President today has the greatest opportunity as a very courageous person, that today I know that
point of order.
The counsels to Mazi Kalu Nwankwo has not gone for appeal. We are not appealing today. We are demanding today that within the ambits of law of these 60, 90 days, he has not gone to court. Order. For Mr. President to give him a pardon and release Nnamdi Kanu to us. I rest my case.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, can we call Jaji to take the floor?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I came from the epicenter of banditry, kidnapping, Zamfara State. I represent Oranamoda Magaji constituency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Aminu Sani Jaji.
Please let us hear Honorable Jaji in silence. He has been quietly listening to others, and we are going to be quiet when we listen to you. Let us listen to him in silence so that his minutes will count. Honorable Jaji, you are protected.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I commend the wonderful initiative of the leadership of this House, because there is no better time to speak to ourselves than now. Mr. Speaker, I want to go straight to the point, looking at the fact that I was one time Chairman, House Committee on National Security and Intelligence. I believe that I can share some views and opinion that I think it matters to our today's debate. Looking at the security operation, Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues, we need to consider most of the intelligence information that are coming either to the military or to other security agencies that are at the field. We only have one-time information that is being passed to either military or security agencies. But today, if you have one-time information, you need an on-time assessment and analysis to disseminate the information where necessary. This can only be achieved if today we have a pigeon center that can disseminate, dissect, and analyze the information that can be sent to where necessary. However, Mr. Speaker, a lot of the previous speaker has spoken about the issue of kinetic or non-kinetic. Mr. Speaker, the issue of non-kinetic is very, very necessary considering the challenges today. The security situation is worse but not bad. It's something that we can still curtail and control and manage it. I so much believe in what we have as a country. I so much believe in the military and other security agencies, what they were doing. But however, Mr. Speaker, the security agencies, they need to review and amend the way and manner they are operating and managing this issue. Because this issue is not a conventional issue. It's a non-conventional issue, and it must be dealt as such. So in doing so, if you could remember, somewhere around 2009, 2010, that is what we call predators or a faction. I don't want to say it the way it is precisely. Looking at this session, it's an open session, but some of the issues that relate or to do with the security need to be dealt and then to give information when necessary and where necessary to relate any information, more especially that some information can consider to be a classified one. But the Speaker, part of what we're supposed to do is we as the members of the National Assembly, by this initiative, going by all the aggregate opinion from yesterday to the date, I think the Parliament need to constitute a smaller committee so that some of the members that they didn't even contribute, but they have something to say. And then there are so many things that we need to do, considering the fact that these issues, there must be root causes to such issue. And if you want to deal with these root causes of that issue, you have to come up with the robust information and to be holistic in a way that people know that really we are doing what we're supposed to do. Because whatever we are doing today, there must be policy and legislative recommendation at the end of the day so that we can guide the executive, that we can work together as a country so that we can triumph. However, Mr. Speaker, I want to, in the issue of non-kinetic, people are misunderstood the concept simply because issue of non-kinetic must be all-inclusive. It's not issue that either the national or the subnational is working at parallel to each other. It must be, they must work together in harmony to ensure that the non-kinetic is at place. But before non-kinetic, we must ensure that the kinetic measures or mechanisms that we employ it, and then we are able to suffocate and to weak the terrorists, the bandit, and what have you, so that we can get it. However, Mr. Speaker, in considering this, after if the House will all agree that really the Parliament need to consider a committee, but at the same time from the executive, they need to consider it, to organize something like that, so that they can review many opinions, so that they can understand that there are so many things that today we need to understand. This thing is a venture, and this venture is about many making venture. And then most of the terrorists and the insurgents, they so much rely on the mineral resources that they are illegally mined in most of the state or places that this thing is being undertaken. So if we refuse to address this issue of this, how we mine our mineral resources across the state, going by the global demand of most of these mineral resources, just like what I saw 2 days ago in Benue, from Kwande, the reason why this issue are becoming so proliferated, it is because there are people that are mining tourmaline, but the global price of tourmaline today, 1 carat is equivalent to $50,000. So you should know that certainly who are those mining it. And not only there are so many places like that. Going by the global demand of lithium, this year alone, the global demand of the lithium is 240,000 tons per annum. So look at, but all the countries that are producing or providing such resources today, ranging from Chile, America, Bangladesh, and others. So if you go by your deposit, you know that really the Nigerian one is not in any way registered from any of the market, but there's a lot of exploration going on. So these are some of the issues that I think we need to consider, and we need to be holistic and objective in our discussion, so that let's try to digress from the normal way of organizing such a debate, so that the members and other people will come and be blowing grammar like we are blowing trumpet. Let's be objective. Let's be realistic. This is very easy. So we should not blame anybody. Let's try to work so that we can achieve the best that I believe that the Nigeria will come up very, very strong. We have to. Don't say that you love Nigeria. If you love Nigeria, be patriotic. If you are patriotic to your country, that is when you can do the best for yourself. Thank you and God bless you.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Judge. That was straight to the point. Like we said, 3 minutes so that we can have more people, because that was what we voted. The next to speak is Honorable Ginger Onwusibe, while Honorable Jafar Muhammad Ali gets ready. 3 minutes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Dear colleagues, my name is Ginger Obinna Onwusibe. I represent the people of Isialangwa North, Isialangwa South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am an Ungba man from Abia State. I rise this morning with heavy heart. Our nation is bleeding once again. Our people are waking up daily in fears, to displacement, and to painful question, who will protect us? In the past weeks alone, the security landscape has collapsed in ways that no responsible legislature can ignore. Only days ago, over 200 school children and their teachers were abducted in Niger State. One of the largest school kidnappings in recent years. In Kebbi State, 25 school children were taken from their dormitory in the night. In Kwara State, government invaded a church service and murdered worshippers and abducted dozens. In Zamfara State, in Kaduna Plateau, parts of Benue communities are being raided, families shattered, and farmers driven off their land. These are not isolated tragedies. They are evidence of national security system that is overstretched, under-coordinated, and unable at this moment to protect the lives and properties of the Nigerian people. Mr. Speaker, it is the duty of any government, no matter its party, ideology, or promises, to secure its citizens. Where that duty fails, the nation must speak honestly. It is a degradation of state capacity. It is a growing confidence of armed groups, terrorists, insurgents, bandits, and economic militants who now operate with boldness that should alarm everybody. Honorable colleagues, while our people suffer, the world is watching. In recent days, the United States President Donald Trump and several American officials and institutions have expressed concern about the deteriorating situation in Nigeria. Other partners have also raised their voices. One may think of these expressions, they show one thing clearly, that the world recognizes that Nigerians are in danger, and the international community is worried about our stability. For this, we acknowledge and appreciate their concern. It is not a sign of weakness to admit when help is needed. It is a sign of responsibility. Mr. Speaker, let me be clear. Nigeria is a sovereign nation, but sovereignty is not strengthened by silence in the face of failure. Sovereignty is strengthened when institutions rise, when parliament demands accountability, and when the nation chooses partnership that enhances capacity to protect our people. Therefore, this honorable House must take the position that, one, we cannot continue to lose our children to kidnappers. We cannot continue to bury our citizens in mass graves. We cannot continue to pretend that the current security architecture is working. Where genuine international assistance is offered, whether through intelligence, technology, training, surveillance support, or humanitarian intervention,
Honorable Ginger,
Nigeria should responsibly, transparently consider it. Mr. Speaker, I'm rounding up now. Honorable members, we have reached a point where doing nothing is dangerous, but admitting our limitations is patriotic. If our friends expresses willingness to support us
Honorable Ginger,
in
15
rescuing
more
our
seconds,
children,
15 more seconds.
strengthening our forces, improving our intelligence system, and rebuilding our security capacity, we have no choice but to consider that support in the interests of the Nigerian people, subject to our laws and oversight.
All right,
Mr.
your
Speaker,
time is up. Kindly hand up, please.
I hereby
Thank you.
submit. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next to speak is Honorable Jafaru Muhammad. Please keep it within the 3 minutes, and that will be followed by Honorable Anwalu Walabe. Is Honorable Jafaru Muhammad Ali here?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleague, Jafar Muhammad Shatim Margu is my name. I represent Borgu Agora Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Niger State. Mr. Speaker, I have to appreciate this Honorable House for having this kind of gathering where we can express ourselves due to our situation from our different constituencies. I really appreciate. Mr. Speaker, sir, with due respect, I will go direct on the issue that's bordering my constituency with the present situation. Sir, with great dismay, on 21st of November 2025, gunmen attacked St. Mary's Primary and Secondary School in Papiri, in Agora local government, Borgo Agora Federal Constituency of Niger State. Mr. Speaker, kidnapped 303 students, 12 teachers, almost
Honorable
50.
Bill, stand by, please. Honorable Bill, please stand by.
Out of the 303 students, almost 50 were escaped. I reunite with their parents. Mr. Speaker, we are fully aware that government on their own side are trying their best to ensure rescuing the...
Please stand by, Honorable. Stand by, please. Honorable, please.
Rescuing the
Please.
students.
Please.
But we are still soliciting for more pressure, sir, simply because of the way and manner the young children are. It will be difficult for them to have the shock absorber of those people due to their attitude in nature. So we are still soliciting for more support, and we are expecting to be delivered any moment from this moment. Secondly, sir, also on 4th November 2025, during my routine condolence visit to my constituents, I was attacked by armed gunmen in hundreds, which resulted to loss of lives and injuries to many innocent personnel.
Mr. Speaker, point of order.
We have suspended our rules.
We've suspended our rules, please.
Should I continue, sir? Am I protected, sir?
This is
Sir, I need your protection,
this is a
sir.
special section.
Honorable member, please. We have
Please,
Mr.
please.
Speaker, I need your protection.
This is a special section, and we suspended our rules to be able to do this.
Mr. Speaker, which
Please,
resulted...
you are protected, Honorable Ali, but round up. It's
Thank you
remaining
very
1
much,
minute.
Mr. Speaker. I really appreciate. Mr. Speaker, as I said earlier, which resulted to many loss of lives and injuries to many civilians. Regard to what has happened to me, sir, I don't have much to say, rather than thank Almighty Allah and to say those who lost their life may Allah forgive them. Those that are still in the hospital, may Allah give them quick recovery. But, Mr. Speaker, I want to use this medium to show my appreciation to the Office of the National Security Advisor, NSA, Department of the State Security, DSS, and the Nigerian Army for their quick response and providing helicopter for evacuation process from where we are trapped during the attack. And special thanks to my Governor of Niger State, Farmer Umar Bago, for his intervention. Mr. Speaker, as I'm talking to you, we have prominent people from my constituency are still under captivity. The former chairman Subeb, who is the chairman of World Development, and
okay, please round up.
Commissioner for INEC. Mr. Speaker, due to the time, I have many to say, but we have many issues in my constituency, and there is no way we can provide solution without having the situation that we are. So we are so sympathetic. We need to put
order,
into
please.
sir.
Order, please.
Mr. Speaker,
The member is on standby, please. Order.
We have the national park in my constituency, about 600,000 hectares, which was controlled then by the government, but now it is fully controlled by the government, 100%, including the one of the best hotel in the Ole Camp, where prominent people used to go for the holiday and what have you. And it is the bandit idea and controlling the place, and everyone know about it. So, one of the measures that we need to take about is mop up the national park. Government should provide.
Honorable Ali, 30 more seconds, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. We need government should provide enough and modern weapons to our army. With this kind of our situation, with our security operatives, they are still operating in an open van vehicles where their life was already in danger. So we need to provide modern technique so that everything will be possible.
Okay, your time is up. So that others can
Lastly,
speak.
Mr. Speaker, I want to use this medium to have a reminder to our father, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, not simply because he is the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, simply because he is the Jagaban of Borgu. He is one of our own. He is one that we love so much. We voted him. He won all the polling units in my constituency.
Time up, please. Time up, please. Time up, please.
To our father, late Halilu Danturu, his journey started from Borgu, and he is the Jagaban of Borgu. Simply means of Jagaban is commandant.
It's enough.
Sir is commandant. So please, he should remember that we are under he has a title in our kingdom as a Jagaban of Borgu. And it is the same forest that Bagudo, Shanga in Kebbi State, those bandits are going.
Thank you, Honorable Ali. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Why we allowed you the extra time was because of your experience and the attack that you had. But please, let us stick to 3 minutes. Let's be our brother's keeper. If you take more than 3 minutes, you should change the next person who wants to speak. And instead of giving us these background stories that all of us know, oh, they've kidnapped this number of people, that we know that. Give us the solution. Because repeating ourselves over and over again, is the background has been laid. We are aware. So what we need now, give us what you think. In 3 minutes, what is the next thing to be done? Because people will be bored listening, even those who are watching from home, they'll be bored. 100 people mentioning the same background. Give us what you think is unique. And if, in all honesty, somebody has stated what you wanted to say. You can stand up and say, Mr. Speaker, the issue I wanted to raise have been raised by Jimmy Benson or have been raised by Honorable Ali. I wish to sit down. That is honor in parliamentary practice as well. Thank you very much. The next person to speak is Honorable Awalu Walabe. Okay, in his absence, the next person that will speak in place of Bello Kauje is Honorable M.J. Rabiu Gaba. 3 minutes. Gaba Kamba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Honorable Major
Honorable
Rabiu
Ajilo,
Garba
get
Kamba.
ready. Honorable Chikuka for get ready. Honorable Hassan, Shehu Hassan, get ready.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I'm Honorable Major Rabiu Garba Kamba, retired. I represent Arewa and the Federal Constituency from Kebbi State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, so much has been said since yesterday on security generally in this country. I'm speaking from two of based on my experience, from two perspectives. Being one, I represent Arewa and the Federal Constituency, Kebbi State, one of the areas being ravaged by Lakurawa terrorists in Kebbi State. And also I happen to participated when I was in service in this insecurity operations, and also happened to be this one-time administrator of security in my state. That was Kebbi State. That's Kebbi State. When I was the secretary to the government of Kebbi State, as well as later the special advisor on security. So, Mr. Speaker, so much has been said, and I would like to restrict myself purely on issue of banditry and castle wrestling in the Northwest. We in the Northwest, I think the speech or this is delivered by the Northern Caucus leader yesterday has said it all. But all the same, I would like to draw our attention on why this issue of banditry is so persistent and can hardly be resolved immediately within the Northwest region, in the sense that so many things have not been done. We will have looked at what caused this banditry in the Northwest. So much different causes, factors have been arrived at, and as of this time, there is no political will, or the government has not at least addressed these issues as of now that will help us to get out of this insecurity menace within this region. So I think there are these factors that we know are both kinetic and non-kinetic. If you look into, I think it will stamp out this banditry within the Northwest region. One, we all know the causes. There is actually massive poverty in the North. And two, there is poor educational development. These are the actual bedrock of these occurrences of insurgency or banditry as of now. But we know there are other factors, particularly that affects even we politicians, which has not been addressed.
You have 1 more minute.
And there are also problems of poor management of our borders. I live within the border region. My constituency actually lies on the Niger-Benin border with Nigeria. And we found that these borders are so porous to the extent that there is continuous infiltration of small arms and light weapons daily, to the extent that we find ourselves with so much proliferation.
Major,
of
15 seconds more, please.
Arms
15 seconds more. 15 seconds more.
Mr. Chairman, I have so much to present on this issue, but due to time limit, I think these issues are well known to the authorities. The governors know these problems, and even locations of these bandits. And one of them has even confessed that he knows where these bandits are within his own state, but he is handicapped. So I think
time up, please, sir. Time up, please, time up.
So, Mr. Speaker, I think there is need for us to come together and look at these factors that at least brought about this banditry within Northwest, so that we face them and solve them and see how we can at least come out with out of these problems within the nearest possible time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also thank Mr. President, President Bola Tinubu, my governor, the governor of Kebbi State.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Let me also say, if we want our brothers to speak, let's summarize our own within 3 minutes, so that those who are behind you will have opportunity to share their thoughts. And when the timekeeper says time up, please let's respect the whip of the House. Thank you very much. The floor is yours, Honorable Omar Ajilo. We are stopping at 3:38. It is now 1:38. Is now 1:35.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My highly respected honorable colleagues, Omar Ajilo is my name, member representing Makaripi-Kudan Federal Constituency. I am from the northwestern Nigeria of Kano State, the zone that are experiencing a lot about the current situations of national security threat. Mr. Speaker, as you said, I too realize that most of the said has been said since yesterday. There is a lot that have been spoken about on this particular matter of national security threat. It's left for the executives maybe to understand the current situations because of the taking a serious interventions against these current situations of national security is directly under the executives, which is, I know, they are all aware what is happening in the country and what is happening yesterday in Kebbi State. Those girls that have been kidnapped, what we heard, they have been released. Some Nigerians have agreed, some Nigerians have disagreed. So it's very important for the executives to know that Nigerians, people are watching them. It is very important to take the life of Nigerians very serious. Mr. Speaker, there is a root of causing these insecurity issues, which is we have to confront it. Number one, we all aware that we have 360 constituencies, which is, I don't think there is a 30% of these constituencies that are not affected by this current challenge of insecurity. Currently, we know what is happening about the current level of poverty across the country, which is increasing the high level of this insecurity across the country.
You have 1 minute more.
Your Excellency, I just have 1 minute. Your Excellency, the insufficiency of manpower, equipment, and technology for the security agencies is one of the reasons that I think the security agencies, maybe they are not performing well. But in this current situation, current budget of this year, Nigerians know that, we pass a multi-billions of naira for the national security budget. Where is the money? We have to know what are they doing with the money. With this money,
Honorable Agilo, 30 seconds,
Your
please.
Excellency, Your Excellency, it's very important for us as the legislators to prioritize the security reforms, number one. Secondly, to strengthen the oversight on the security expenditure across the security agencies, number two. Number three, to support the laws that empower our security agencies, that's number three. Mr. Speaker, as you said, and my dear colleagues, I so submit. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Most of these ideas, because of the time that we don't have, you can also submit them in written form. We are collecting some of them, so you just summarize. We have, some of you who have submitted, we have the details. So don't even bother with so much details. You can go to the punchy area, and then we'll work with the document you have submitted in highlighting your thoughts. Thank you very much. The next to speak is Honorable Chike Okafor, and I want Honorable Shehu Hassan to get ready, and also Honorable Boyega Isiaka to get ready. 3 minutes, please.
Thank you very much, the Right Honorable Speaker. I want to thank the leadership of the 10th Assembly for dedicating the whole of yesterday and the whole of today, not only to review, not only to expose pain, but also to propose concrete, lasting solutions to this menace, to this carnage. Let me say that I have a very comprehensive write-up on this, which I have submitted, but for want of time, I will just do a small summary. Mr. Speaker, I listened to everyone, but before I continue, Baba Jimmy Benson here, a very respected member here, looked at me and said, today we are coming to talk, and you didn't dress like an Igbo man. He said to me, and he commended me, and I said to him, this is not the day to speak as an Igbo man, speak as a Christian, or speak as a Muslim, or speak as a traditional religious practitioner. These 2 days, we should speak like Nigerians. And what I have noticed since yesterday is that all those that spoke, including but not limited to the leaders, including those that spoke today, live to the spirit and the letters of our national anthem in the first, second, and third stanza. And I quote, though tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. The second one is to hand to our children a banner without stain. And the last one is help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. I believe that all the gamut of our submissions since yesterday and today, this is where we want to drive at, where we want to arrive at. And I want to thank the leadership. Let me mention some things I already noticed as some of the root causes that have been driving this security. One is organized banditry. The second one is insurgency and terrorism. The third one is communal and ethnic conflict. We also have weak intelligence and coordination, state capacity deficit. And the last one, which concerns me as chairman, House Committee on Nutrition and Food Security, is the fact that insecurity is undermining agriculture, displacing communities, and reducing productivity. Today, our farmers are not safe, especially in the north central, northeast, and of course, in fact, all the corners of the country. Unfortunately, the gun doesn't know who is a Christian or who is a Muslim. It doesn't know whether you come from northeast, northwest, south-south, southwest, or southeast. We have spoken, we have addressed, we have also pointed out some of the cases. But I dare say that those cases of tragedies, they are not isolated. These are very systemic security failures, threatening national cohesion, threatening economic development, and citizens' confidence in the state. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I want to appeal that may we not spend yesterday and today, and possibly at the rate we are going, you may even continue this conversation tomorrow. May we let these 2-3 days not be a mere exercise in rhetoric. Let us commit to measurable reforms. Let us commit to sustained oversight. Let us commit to interfaith solidarity. The lives lost, the families displaced, the churches and mosques that are burnt, these are not abstractions, but these are real wounds on our national body. We can and we must do better. As representatives, I'm a Christian. We have Muslims here. But let us speak like Nigerians. Let us think like Nigerians. Let us act like Nigerians. We owe it to our people to build a security architecture that protects everyone, that treats grievances with justice, that upholds the dignity of every Nigerian, irrespective of tribe or tongue. Mr. Speaker, let me donate the remaining time to you. Thank you, and God bless us.
Thank you. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. May we not hand over the flag that is stained to the next generation. Key objectives, national objectives found in our national anthem. The floor is now yours, Honorable Hassan. Honorable Hassan, in his absence, Honorable Hassan, 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You are stopping at 1:47.
My name is Honorable Hassan Sheikh Hussein. I represent the good people of Nasarawa Federal Constituency and a proud member of Konkosia Extraction. I'm from Kano State. Thank you for the opportunity to contribute to this important official national discourse. Mr. Speaker, before I proceed, permit me to thank you and the leadership for deeming it fit to dedicate a whole day to deliberate matters of insecurity in our dear country. As rightly noted by the earlier contributors, we are today at a complex security crossroads marked by terrorism in Northeast, banditry and kidnappings across the Northwest and North Central, separatist tension in the Southeast, resource-linked conflict in the South-South, and the rising urban crime nationwide. These are not isolated crises. They are an indication of national security ecosystem under severe strain, where threats are increasingly networked, transnational, and technology-enabled. In light of the above, Mr. Speaker, I suggest our response must shift from episodic reaction to strategic readiness that must include: 1, the need to further strengthen intelligence fusion and cooperation among security agencies. This will enable interoperability and timely threat reduction. 2, pursue a deliberate modernization of our security operations through technology. We need to pursue and ensure real-time drone surveillance for border and forested areas and deployment of AI-driven crime mapping tools. Promptly address the lingering security economy challenges, especially the rising poverty, youth unemployment, and weak local governance that have continued to fuel recruitment into violent groups. We need to step up oversight and accountability to defense spending by insisting on transparency in procurement processes, measurable performance indicators, and strict adherence to the Appropriation Act by all security agencies. We need to strengthen our community-based security architecture by leveraging on community policing, vigilante services, and traditional institutions. There is a need to approve the recruitment of more hands into the Army, Navy, and Air Force. In fact, our Constitution needs to be amended to allow for self-policing as the idea of leaving matters of policing in the hands of the federal government has made security matters
Would you
very
respect
unlikely
time
for the
up,
central
please?
government to
Honorable
handle.
Hassan, time up.
Lastly, for the lack of time, Mr. Speaker, permit me to say the time has come for us to tell ourselves the gospel truth. If engaging war merchants, mercenaries can bring an end to this rising madness, let us press this squarely and be done with it. A stitch in time, they say, saves 9. Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, my brother. Thanks a lot for your submission. The next to speak is Honorable Boyega Isiaka, and he'll be followed by Honorable Mark Chidi Obetha.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Boyega Isiaka, and I represent Yewa North in Mekwa from Federal Constituency of Ogun State. A lot has been said, and let me just say that I just want to touch or expound just the area of cross-border criminality that has also been mentioned by some of my colleagues here, particularly Honorable Sada Soli, who said that we have to look at the solution.
Honorable Bamidele Salam, I hope you are not going out. You are in the next batch.
You know, generally, Nigeria has about 4,000 kilometers of land borders. I grew up and I represent one of those communities. So I know certainly that infrastructure and economic opportunities in those areas are, practically not existing. And this gives room to quite a lot of issues. And I know that a number of countries, both within the continent and outside, have used border community development to fight criminality and insecurity. And that is why I want to suggest as follows. One, that our border community development agency that has been on for quite some time in this country should be strengthened and also expand the scope of this agency such that they can serve the people of those communities that are largely poorly served in area of social and economic development. Two, the various regional development commissions that have been set up by Mr. President
one more minute.
Should look at investing in these border communities. The national and subnational governments are already looking at the center. Those areas are underserved. Those areas need to be looked at. And I think these regional commissions should add that as one of their priorities. These are just the two areas I want to add. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much for keeping to time. Very impressive. The floor is now yours, Honorable Mark Obetha, while Honorable Ahmed Mauniru gets ready, followed by Honorable Dasuki Abdul Salam.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Mark Chidi Obetha, the member representing Onsoka, Igbeze South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I'm from Enugu State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I appreciate the privilege to address this year's Legislative Day, a platform dedicated to sober reflection on the nation's security situation and the duty we bear as lawmakers to restore peace, stability, and confidence across Nigeria. My presentation focuses on three key areas. One, Nigeria's multifaceted security challenges with a special lens on the daily realities in our communities. A review of current government interventions, including their limitations. Three, legislative and oversight measures that can meaningfully reshape our national security architecture. The first area has been properly dealt with, which is the overview of Nigeria's security challenges. Honorable colleagues, Nigeria today faces overlapping crises: terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, farmer-herder conflict, separatist tensions, and the breakdown of trust in state institutions. Nowhere are these pressures felt more intensely than in rural and border communities, where porous boundaries and chronic under-policing turn ordinary life into a daily gamble with danger. That is banditry, kidnapping, farmer-herder violence, internally displaced people, insurgency, spillover, and arms trafficking. The second area like I said, has been dealt with, but we have seen a lot of government interventions, but there are limitations. Impunity is rampant, security responses are slow and often compromised, budget implementation is very weak, rural communities in the country remain neglected, and national security planning is never implemented. Now I'll go to the proposals, solutions, so for want of time. Honorable colleagues, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, I urge this House to prioritize 3 action points as we observe this legislative day. 1, pass the Legislative Security Directorate Bill to fortify our institution. 2, strengthen security oversight to ensure transparency, accountability, and appropriate funding. 3, address root causes of insecurity through climate-resilient agriculture, ranching reforms, and youth employment. 4, introduce state police and properly structured community policing. Honorable colleagues, insecurity in Nigeria is not abstract, it is personal.
Honorable Mark,
our roads have become...
Please round up. Time up, please.
Our roads have become death traps. Our farms have become battlefields. Our youths, women, children live in fear. Our people are crying for help. We must answer that call. Let us rise above politics, partisanship, and bureaucracy to secure the future of our nation, starting with the most vulnerable communities. Thank you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues.
Thank you very much. The floor is yours, Honorable Ahmed Muniru, but I've been told it's not here, so the floor is yours, Dasuki. While Dasuki is getting ready, I would like Honorable Bamidele Saddam, Honorable Noli Naji to be ready, followed by Honorable Bamidele Saddam, Honorable Ibiriake Ibori, Honorable Midala Osman, Honorable Shina Ayodeji, Honorable Saidu Musa Abdullahi, Honorable Donald K. Ojogo, Honorable Kabir Tukura, and Honorable Ino Agaba. The floor is yours, 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I remain Abdusamad Dasuki, representing Kebe Tambuwal from Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, let me start by joining my colleagues to condole all the families that have been affected in one way or the other in the criminality we are facing in our country today. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, let me use this opportunity to appreciate members of the armed forces and other security agencies, and in particular, condole with the family of Brigadier General Uba, who passed away a couple of weeks ago. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I would just want to remind us that we missed or we passed a very senior officer in the person of Brigadier General Uba, who showed courage in what he did on that unfortunate day, where he could have sent his soldiers to go on patrol, but decided to, as a general, to go on patrol himself to make sure that he clears all these criminals and these terrorists along the line so that we can live in peace. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, having said that and seen that, in the last couple of days, I want to believe we have not seen enough incentive to the members of the armed forces. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I think one of the things that we need to work on here is the incentive for members of the armed forces and other security agencies. As of today, what is the morale? If you want to join, yes, we have seen a report from the president where he has mandated that we recruit extra policemen and members of the armed forces. But there should be an incentive. So I think one of our decisions here, or resolutions, should be incentives for security officers and members of the armed forces. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I would like to highlight a very serious issue that happens within about 7 states of this country, which is Nigeria's relationship with Niger Republic. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, Niger Republic is too important for us not to have a political solution to our problems with them. And on that note, I will call on the President, or we should have a resolution, to call on the President to immediately appoint ambassadors so that there can be interface between Nigeria and other countries where we have concern and security issues. Mr. Speaker, having said that,
Honorable Dasuki, my chair.
I've just said 1 minute. So all the chairmen of committees have said something with regards to the funding of security agencies. Mr. Speaker, we know, like you know, in the last couple of weeks, we've had cause to suspend sitting because our contractors have not been paid. How about our security agencies? Have we been able to find out what is the current payment status of what is expected for these gentlemen, men and women that are out there to save us? On that note, we are very much aware here that there's a current financial challenge in the country. We are very much aware. In the parliament here, we don't need anybody to tell us. But we know there's something that is going on, which is given topmost priority in this government. Mr. Speaker, the coastal road should be looked into. As of today, we know is one of the projects that is getting more than enough funding. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I want to speak that we need to speak with the executive. More especially, you should have a one-on-one with the president. His legacy as of today, or what Nigerians desire, is to have an impactful security agencies.
All right.
The resources that
Chief Whip, are you still checking the time?
Mr. Speaker, I am talking about there's a nexus. There's a nexus with security and funding. You can't take that away.
Please.
And to go to the root of this problem, like we all know, is poverty, insecurity, unemployment. So these are the issues that we need to tackle. So, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, having said that, let me round it up with one of the leaders has said, we are in a war today. We are in a war. So I think one of our resolutions is to call on the president to declare a state of emergency in Nigeria. Because like you led the foundation, I don't know whether it's accidental, every geopolitical zone has spoken and everybody confirming that there's crisis in Nigeria. What is the definition of war? When there's a crisis or between states or between groups. And that is what we are seeing today in Nigeria. So the earlier we realize we are in a state of war,
please, round up,
the faster for us
please,
to resolve the crisis that is before us.
You.
On this note, I thank you once sincerely for convening this kind of a session. And I hope, not like before, we will come back here again and be speaking what we're saying.
We
are not lacking resolutions. We are lacking implementation.
Thank you very much, sir.
Let's make sure whatever resolution we come.
Honorable Dasuki, please.
Thank you very much. The floor is now yours, Honorable Naji.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, Nolimun Naji is my name. I represent in Kano East West Federal Constituency. I'm from Enugu State. Mr. Speaker, while thanking the leadership for this opportunity, I also believe that the security situation in Nigeria has affected us directly or indirectly. We're all victims of the security situation in Nigeria. Coming from the southeast, Enugu precisely, we used to know southeast used to be the heaven during activities. Everybody wants to go back to southeast during activities. But at some point, we started having difficulties due to this unrest, these situations in the country. But I believe that in everything we want to do, we also need to look at job creation. Whatever we are talking about, if we don't find a way to create jobs for our youths, this situation will continue. It will continue in the sense that...
Please check if your microphone is on. You can turn it off. We are hearing you from here. Check if your microphone is on, please.
So, Mr. Speaker, I'm talking about job creation. If we don't do something about creation of jobs for our youths, we will not find the end of this problem we are in, because an idle mind is the devil's workshop. We need to get the federal government to do something about, most importantly, power generation. Because without power generation, there can never be any, the government cannot function. With power generation, you create jobs. Our industries will be functioning. There will be a lot of activities in the country. And once those activities are on, there will be reduction in crime. But what we are talking about is how do we reduce crime? Because if we reduce crime, these security situations will reduce.
Honorable GNI, Honorable Balogun, please disband that conference, please.
So, Mr. Speaker, I believe that what we should focus on more is to find a way on how to get the federal government to see how to create jobs in the country. That's very, very important. And secondly, sir, all our infrastructures are not, the government should do something about all the infrastructures in Nigeria, the basic infrastructures. Any country that doesn't have basic infrastructure can never move forward. And all these things will help in reducing crime.
Honorable Naji, 10 seconds, please.
We cannot solve all the problems, but we can reduce it. In all the countries in the world, there is crime. But part of the ways to reduce this crime is to create jobs. So please, I want to thank you for this opportunity. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. We'll be hearing the voice of our honorable members, especially the male folks. It's good to also hear from the voice of the female folks. So it's Honorable Ibirake Ibori in the House. The floor is yours. Please make it 3 minutes as well.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my leaders, and my very distinguished colleagues. I am Honorable Eriatake Ibori Swenu, member representing the great people of Ethiop East, Ethiop West Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me the honor to lend my voice to this very important issue. Mr. Speaker, once upon a time, I could drive from Abuja to Ogara, my constituency, my village, without being afraid, without security vehicles or security men protecting me. Once upon a time, my people could go to Otefe, my paternal village, to farm cassava, enabled to feed their families. Mr. Speaker, today, this is no longer the reality. Last week, Mr. Speaker, I lost my acting chairman of APC to insecurity. 4 weeks ago, my leader was kidnapped, and from the information gathered, he was being picked up by people from my constituency and sold to the kidnappers. This tells you, Mr. Speaker, that the insecurity we face today is not just Boko Haram, but people within us, our very own constituent, our very own blood. Mr. Speaker, the boogeyman insecurity has visited each and every one of us in this chamber. No one has been spared in the country, Mr. Speaker. Today, Mr. Speaker, what I want to say and contribute is the time for cosmetic approach is over. The time for political approach to insecurity in Nigeria cannot secure and stop the insecurity we face today. We must be non-partisan in our strategies, Mr. Speaker. What we need to do today is look inwards, be sincere to ourselves, and we need to think about intelligent-driven actions and full implementation, not rhetorics, Mr. Speaker. Oversight from this honorable House is very vital to ensure transparency, accountability, and full implementation of all security measures. Without legislative oversight, even the best of policies, Mr. Speaker, will fail or be compromised. Mr. Speaker, I fully agree with all the submissions made today by all our distinguished colleagues. And in the last 2 days of this debate, I want to thank all our members,
Honorable
Speaker, for everything
15 seconds,
they have contributed
15 seconds,
to this
please.
very important
15 seconds.
debate. Mr. Speaker, Nigerians are looking on to us. We are first Nigerians before we are who we are. I really want to thank this honorable House for the opportunity to contribute today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The floor now is for Honorable Bamidele Salam to speak to us.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Bamidele Salam, at the north, at the south, Egbedore Jigbofera constituency of Osun State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to first of all adopt the submissions of my honorable colleagues who spoke earlier, most especially the very profound submissions of the minority leader, the very incisive submission of your good self, the Honorable Deputy Speaker, and the submissions of the Right Honorable Idris Wase. I adopt all those submissions wholeheartedly as mine. The only addition, Mr. Speaker, I want to make is to just draw a very quick analogy from a story in one of the holy books about two children whose father called and sent on an errand. The first one said, "I am too busy, I can't go." The second one said, "I will go." After the father left, the one who said he was too busy was the one who went. The one who said he will go didn't go after all. Mr. Speaker, we are not lacking in theories. We are not lacking in position paper. We are not lacking in very profound ideas as a country. One thing we are lacking in is in following through these very beautiful propositions, theories, laws, and whatever that we have. And it is in that area that I will want to appeal very strongly that all that we have postulated here and that will still be postulated should not go the way of the previous ones. And I want to appeal especially to the President of Nigeria, who is the President and the Commander-in-Chief, to please exercise more willpower in combating this problem of insecurity in Nigeria. Because if we do not, there is a threat not only to the country, there is a threat also to the institution that we all represent. Number two, Mr. Speaker, before I sit down, is for me to also draw attention to a potential problem. Every reasonable country in the world looks at the present and makes a forecast to the future. The present state of Nigerian children,
10 seconds more, please.
where we have over 13 million of our children out of school. In all major junctions in Abuja today, you see Almajiri children with boats. They are everywhere all over the country. That is the problem of tomorrow. That is the problem of 7 and 10 years to come.
Time up, please.
Under whatever name it is called, we must rise to solve this problem and get our children back to school so that we
Please, thank you.
Thank you very much. The next one to speak is Honorable Medala Osman. Is Honorable Shino in the house? Is Honorable Shino here? Wait, after Medala.
Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable colleagues.
And then after Shino, we'll be giving the space to Gaza.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Dr. Medala Usman Balami. I represent the good and dynamic people of Askira Uba Hawul Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, thank you for this opportunity to add my voice and contribute also for the deteriorating security situations that have been affecting our nation. Mr. Speaker, please permit me to highlight some of the problems that have been affecting directly my constituency. On the 9th of November 2025, I received an SOS message from a friend and a young person, Alan Manassa, calling for a rescue of his mother. The mother was adopted along Biu-Buratai Road with other passengers while coming from Maiduguri to our constituency. Mr. Speaker, more recently, on Saturday, 13 girls were adopted in Huyum, who were recently settled in Musa Ward of Askira Uba local government. These 13 girls were innocent girls. They were just harvesting their farm produce, simply trying to feed their family and sustain their communities. Their adoption is a tragedy that have weighed heavily on their families and my constituency, and indeed their entire nation. Mr. Speaker, the adoptions of girls have also happened in KB State, have happened in Niger State. And if you check across, you'll find out that there are some communities, most especially in the Northeast, that some of the adoptions are not reported or are not captured by the newspaper. This signals that we are passing through a very difficult time. And so in a difficult time like this, we required a very different and unique tactics to be able to handle this situation. Mr. Speaker, at the risk of repeating what we all know, I want to say that Section 14, Section 14, 2B of the 1999 Constitution as amended, stated clearly that the security and welfare of the people should be the primary purpose of governance. This is a binding obligation, yet today, insecurity, killing, kidnapping, displacement continue to challenge this foundational responsibility of Nigerian state. Mr. Speaker, the current trend is deeply concerning. Only a few days ago, the nation woke up to a decision by some state governors to close down schools due to insecurity. This development, though understandable as a protective measures,
10 seconds more, please. Honorable member, please.
Send a troubling message, one that appears as if we are concealing space to criminals, elements who terrorize our state. Likewise, the increasing reliance on negotiation with bandits and criminal groups, often without a clear legal strategic framework, risks embodying the actors and projecting our nation as helpless before those who have been violating our sovereignty. Nigeria cannot afford a posture of...
Time up, please, sir.
Please, let me make the few suggestions. Please, I want to suggest that we establish a unified, intelligence-driven joint security command, ensuring a real-time coordination between all security agencies. 2, activate a 90-day national security emergency framework with a clear benchmark and deliverables, and hold each commander responsible. Strengthen community-based security structures, including vigilante groups, hunters, and ensure proper training and oversight. Deploy modern surveillance technology, including drones, to be sure that we are doing things differently from what we have been doing. Mr. Speaker, I so submit. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, when the floor is given to you, shoot straight to the point so that you manage your time well within that 3 minutes. The floor is yours, Honorable Shino. Please, straight to the point, not what others have said. We don't want repetitions.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to let the whole country know about one thing. My name is Shina Oyedeji from Isain Tesuaju Kajola Wajowa Federal Constituency. In theory, there's something they call premature loading. In premature loading, it allows failure to exist while creating the illusion of implementing development policies. It improves a robust technique of failure by providing seemingly attractive options that nonetheless allow failure to continue. On this note, I would say that over years, we've done so many things, but we seem not to be getting them right. Honorable Wase says something about how a lot of funny people are recruited into military, police, and stuff. Because something is missing in this country, there's no background check. It's the institutions. So what it means is that most of our institutions in this country are very, very weak. Until we strengthen our institutions, we might still not get many of all these things right. If we get it right, there's no way we can have funny people being recruited into sensitive organizations like military and police. And 2, I want to say that we can improve better and have a better future if we have a better curriculum in education. It's not enough for us to have big universities if our curriculum are lacking in what that matters, that can give us a strong institutions. And we know that good governance from local government to federal level matters a lot. Today, we cannot deny ourselves
by saying this happened in Nigeria. Thank you very much. I don't want to waste your time.
That was good. That was good. Straight to the point. That was good. Thank you very much. So the next person to speak is Honorable Gaza. Please keep it as simple as your colleague just did now.
Thank
While
you.
Honorable Ojogo gets ready, Honorable Bashir. She also get ready. Inoa Gaba get ready.
Thank you,
Honorable
Mr.
Kelechi Nwogo
Speaker.
get ready.
Gaza Jonathan Gbefi, Karukefi Kokona Local Government, Karukefi Kokona Federal Constituency, Nasarawa State. I wish to start with a
Honorable
quote
Hart, get ready.
from the Bible, which is Genesis 4 verses 10, which reads, "And he said, God speaking, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood cried unto me from the ground." Today, the House, by God's special grace,
Shagaya and youth chairman,
is
get ready.
responding to the cry of the blood of innocent people, our brothers and sisters that have been shed in this land, Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, I would want to just quickly conceptualize, in my opinion, what the security situation is in this country. It is not the same in various geopolitical zones. In the Northwest, you can talk about banditry, and you have a situation where you have some form of occupation, whereby the bandits, like as we read now, the bandits are actually coexisting with the inhabitants of that town. That's different. You equally have the sort that is propelled by economic gains, where you have, because of illegal mining and agriculture, the bandits are actually coexisting, or the terrorists rather, with the persons that are of that community. But you equally have the sort, like where we talk of the Nahawa killings in Plateau State, you talk of the Rope in Birkin-Ladi, where you have massacres, where villages are cleared out, where there's some sort of, I would not want to use the word genocide, but actually alienating total villages and new sets of people being occupied, which account for the amount of people that are still in IDB camps in Benue State, even after years. Whatever I want to call it, but in my mind, this is massacre and can be likened to genocide. Having said this, I would want to speak on the fact that, number one, in order to get this right, a state of emergency must be declared in security, especially in all ungoverned spaces. I would want to quote what a particular minister of environment said. He said that one of the greatest problems we have is that our forests and bushes are not being patrolled in any way. We must be able to declare a state of emergency in these places and have the military clean them up. Furthermore, the leadership of the security agencies must be held to account. When you do not do your job,
Gaza,
you should be fired.
10 minutes
Thank you very
more.
much.
Honorable Gaza, 10 minutes.
Thank you very much. It was 10 seconds more, not 10 minutes more. Yeah. The floor is yours now, Honorable Donald K. Ojogo. Please stick to 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues. I remain Donald Kemekamba Ojogo. I represent the largest of the federal constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm a very unique Ijoman from Ondo State, southwest to Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, let me first join others to thank you and the leadership of this House for towing this line of honor and of patriotism. We've demonstrated enough courage to tackle this menace. It is only in God's hand we can commit our efforts. Mr. Speaker, today marks a day of note. It is a day we shall all be judged by both our individual and collective sincerities as lawmakers elected by Nigerians to serve their interests. Today, the need has arisen that we not only speak out, and this day must be noted by all as the day that we stood before our Almighty Creator, whether we are saying the truth jointly and as individuals or otherwise. We have to be sincere with ourselves, and we must say what should be done to tackle the menace that we are facing. We must not deceive ourselves, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, that unabating insecurity issue in Nigeria is lumped in a web of networks that we all know, but we have refused to speak about. As it stands today, The signpost of insecurity in Nigeria is what I consider ideological extremism that is also being assisted and enhanced by the lesser vices of banditry and kidnapping. These are terrorist acts. Let us not deceive ourselves. And they are made easier by internal sabotage within the nation's security and defense forces, as well as within influential government officials. We must be bold enough to face the truth. For us to look for the solution to the problems, we must also look at the root causes of the problems we are trying to provide solution to. Mr. Speaker, the question then remains, who truly benefits from this prolonged war against insurgency? And why are those fighting insurgency being silenced from within? We have seen instances and examples that are abound, that answers have not been found to these posers. Until these questions are answered with transparency and courage, the nation's fight against terror may remain compromised, and God forbid. Yes, our unity as a nation is sacrosanct, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, and it remains our pride that Nigeria's diversity beautifies our unity that is very, very unique. All the same, the easiest way to break any union or any unity is to allow injustice,
Honorable Donald,
and equality
time
to
up,
fester.
please. Time up, please.
Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, let us be mindful of the way we enforce our federalism. May we not get to that stage where reversible efforts will be made by some persons to enforce resource
Honorable Donald, time up, please. Time up, please.
Suggest as follows, therefore.
Time up, please.
One, I adopt what others have suggested that we must decentralize the Nigerian police, particularly some security aspects. On the evil day for too long. Let us initiate processes that will ensure that
Honorable Donald, please. Let's address strictly with the time, please.
Initiate processes that will enhance true federalism in Nigeria, where some persons, individuals, own mineral sites to themselves, where others, with our wealth,
Mr. Speaker, please protect the House, please.
Our patriotism as
All right. Thank you.
Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's very important that when members ask for a chance to be given to them, they find a way to summarize so that others can also aid their view. Because what is the essence of speaking and your brother will not speak? So let's be mindful of time and respect the Chief Whip. We have only 35 minutes to leave this room because I've been sitting for 4 hours. And for health and safety, it is not healthy. We will finish in 35 minutes and then we'll spill over the remaining to tomorrow, if need be. So when we say manage it at 3 minutes, well, it's to accommodate as more members as possible. Please stop fighting with the Chief Whip whenever he calls you to order. Thank you very much. The next to speak is Honorable Bashir. The floor is yours, sir.
Bashir Zubair Usman is my name. I represent Bindungwari Giwa Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, right honorable members, I thank the leadership and the members of this House for bringing this issue at this point in time. It is timely, and I believe we are supposed to do this for a long period of time. Mr. Speaker, when you talk about banditry, insecurity, kidnapping, and others, when it comes to Bindungwari Giwa Federal Constituency, I think you come to the end of the border. We have suffered a lot of casualties, most especially
for the last 7 years. Our people have been suffering for this, and I believe one day it will come to this point that we will stand here before all of us and face reality. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, we people we are here, we cannot resolve the issue of insecurity. We will just continue talking. At the end of the day, there is no proper resolution on this issue. So many motion has been brought to this house for the first 2 years that we are sitting in this chamber. We make reference to the various committees, but surprisingly, it's only yesterday all the committees they are presenting their reports before this honorable house. Mr. Speaker, I would like to cut it short. I would like this honorable house to invite the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces to appear before this honorable house to present a state of affairs on the issue of insecurity. We are not fighting the President, we are not fighting the government. We want to know exactly what is happening. We have been giving money, all budget, all time. When it comes to budgetary allocation, we give security agencies money. Almost 14-point-something trillion has been given to them. What have they done with that money? What is happening to this country? So I think this is one. Two, we should invite also the security agents, service chiefs to appear, and also the security advisor to appear before this honorable house. I think that is how and when we can be able to talk and resolve the issue of insecurity and know how much have they spent and what have they doing. Lastly, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, sir. Time up, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Bashir. Like we always say, opinions expressed here are personal opinions and not yet the resolution of the House. And I'm sure if we want to invite the executive, we will first invite the service chiefs before getting to the commander-in-chief. I think we should focus on the service chief, who are the extension of the hand of the president. But like we said, it's not the resolution of the House. Yes, at the end of the day, the resolution will come from all these contributions. The next to speak is Honorable Said Musa Abdullahi. Are you here? Said Musa Abdullahi, yes, 3 minutes.